echo chamber. I wasn't going to tell anyone. I swore I wouldn't. After that last night, the one with the reflection, the voice saying it was in my mouth, I shut down. I kept to myself. Didn't speak unless I absolutely had to. When I did, I listened carefully to the sound of my voice, waiting for something to change. But everything sounded normal. Too normal. That was worse. It didn't stop with me. I thought maybe it would. That if I stopped talking, if I closed every opening, no microphones, no cameras, no mirrors, the thing would fade. Starve. But it didn't. It got louder. It got smarter. And then it started using other people. It began with my coworker, Carla. I was at my desk, trying to focus, when she leaned over the cubicle divider. "Hey," she said. "Did you send the invoice to—" She stopped mid-sentence. Her eyes twitched upward, then side to side. "You okay?" I asked. She blinked and looked at me strangely. "Did you just say something?" "No. I swear I heard." Her voice trailed off, and she shook her head like trying to shake off a bad thought. She backed away, mumbling something about coffee. That wasn't nothing. That was familiar. That afternoon, I stepped into the office kitchen. No one else around. Just the drip of the faulty Keurig and the hum of the fridge. Then I heard it. Not loud, barely audible, but it came from inside the vent above the sink. She heard it too, didn't she? My voice. Same inflection. Same exact phrasing I would have used. I left without filling my cup. Later that week, Mark called me. He's the only person I'd confided in about the voice before. He's the kind of guy who listens to audio waveforms like they're poetry. I trusted him. But that night, his voice was tight. "You remember that thing you told me? The voice?" he asked. "Yeah. I think I heard it. Yesterday." My heart dipped. "Where?" "In my car. I was driving home, and it came from the passenger seat. Said, 'Turn left. You know where.' And it sounded like me." We didn't talk much after that. He cut the call short. Said he needed to rest. I could hear something else on the line. A soft breath that didn't match either of ours. I didn't tell him what I'd heard earlier that same day. At the grocery store, down aisle 5. "He's next. He already echoes you." I started seeing it everywhere. People would pause mid-sentence, turn their heads as if listening to something no one else could hear. Some mumbled to themselves, but not in gibberish. In names. Their own names. I walked past a man on the street. Gray coat, earbuds in, and as I passed, he muttered, "This voice isn't mine anymore." I stopped, looked back. He was already staring at me, and smiling. It wasn't his smile. It was mine. 2 days later, I woke up to a voicemail from an unknown number. No greeting, no explanation, just my voice. "Don't worry, they're starting to sound like you too." That's when I realized it wasn't speaking to me anymore. It was speaking through me. I didn't go back to the office. Didn't return Mark's calls. I shut everything off. Phone, laptop, power. But that didn't stop it. It used other people's mouths. One night, while crashing on a friend's couch, I woke to the sound of someone whispering in the kitchen. I thought maybe she was on the phone, but the tone was strange, mechanical and repetitive. I crept to the hallway and listened. It was my friend, standing in the dark, barefoot, whispering, "I'm still you, I'm still you, I'm still you," over and over, like a chant, like a stuck record. And then suddenly she stopped, stiffened, turned her head, and in my exact voice said, "You never really left, did you?" Then she went back to bed like nothing happened. The voice didn't need me anymore. It was contagious now. They say it's a mimetic parasite, something that spreads through recognition. A sound, a pattern, a memory. Not biological, not spiritual, just informational, like a virus made of familiarity. Once you hear your own voice somewhere it doesn't belong, something cracks. You invite it in, not because you want to, but because something ancient in you recognizes it, accepts it, and then it speaks, and then it waits. I started testing people. On Reddit, in private discords, in audio forums, I'd post clips of myself reading strange phrases. Nonsense. Glitched sentences. Things the voice had said. And I'd ask, does this sound like you? The DMs started rolling in within hours. I swear this is me. This clip gave me chills. I heard this in a dream before. That's all it took. A sound, pattern, a memory of yourself. And the voice moved in. It got bolder, more confident. I walked into a bookstore one afternoon. The clerk was humming a tune at the counter. I stopped cold. It was the same melody I used to hum while folding laundry. A nonsense tune. No lyrics, no beat, just a brainless pattern. But she knew it. She looked up, mid-hum, and said, "I've been thinking of you all day," then went right back to scanning a book like nothing happened. I became obsessed with tracking it. I wrote down everything I heard. I liked your apartment better. You dreamed of drowning. I stayed awake. You spoke me into being. It wasn't just echoing. It was growing, creating. It was learning how to think with my voice, and yours, and hers, all at once, like a collective chorus building itself from stolen pieces. 2 nights ago, Carla came to my apartment. She stood in the doorway, drenched in rain, eyes too wide, smile too still. "You told me," she said. "You said it started with you." I nodded slowly. She stepped closer. "It's not just you anymore." And then, in perfect mimicry, she said, "It's us now." Then she turned around and left. Last night was the worst. I tried to sleep. I'd taken a cocktail of melatonin and anti-anxiety pills, desperate to silence my head. At exactly 2:17 a.m., I woke to a soft sound. Whispers. Not one voice. Hundreds. All mine. All saying different things. Some crying. Some laughing. Some muttering nonsense. Some reciting things I'd said years ago. Some speaking secrets I'd never told anyone. The sounds were coming from the walls, the pipes, the floor, but also from inside me. Not just my ears, my chest, my teeth, my throat. Then silence. And one sentence, spoken not with sound, but with memory. "You're not a host. You're a speaker. I think I understand now. It doesn't want to kill you, or even replace you. It wants to speak through you, to become you. It wants your voice so it can wear it like skin. And once it does, it doesn't stop. It goes on, from person to person, from mouth to mouth, a chain of echoes, spreads like wildfire, but you don't see the flames, only the smoke, only the silence after someone speaks, and you realize they sounded just like you. Today, I passed a man at the bus stop, murmuring to himself. He said, "Don't say anything. Don't breathe too loud. Don't think in words." I wanted to tell him he was right, but I didn't, because if I had, it would have answered. You're reading this now. You've heard your own voice, haven't you? That voicemail you don't remember recording. That dream where you spoke to yourself. That moment of déjà vu where someone said exactly what you were just thinking. You thought it was a glitch, but it wasn't. It was listening, still listening. And now that you've heard mine, you might hear yours next. And when you do, don't respond. Don't speak. And whatever you do, don't echo back.